And now, Justin Furrow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Mrs. Vice President, dear European friends. The European Union is an idea born to stop wars. Since its creation, it has considerably changed, but still kept peace as its main objective. Today, the EU represents this unique structure, which arouses respect and hope all around the planet. The Nobel Prize received by the European Union in 2012 can be seen as the international reward for the historic accomplishment realized in that sense. During the past few days, we've got the chance to express proposals for our future, to offer a lasting and peaceful perspective for the EU. I would like to point out the idea to create, in all member states, a common course in high school to teach more precisely the current issues of the European Union. If students often have a good knowledge of European history, few really understand how the European Union actually works. Our planet perpetually changes. The euro sovereign debt crisis, the migrant crisis, or the Brexit are few examples of debates that this European course could teach today. Young generation has to understand the world in which it lives and how the European Union can act in order to solve these problems. Peace is a fragile balance based on compromises, cooperation, and mutual understanding. Nationalism could destroy the cooperation that we have built. Education, the biggest ally for peace, has a great role to play, shape the young generations. A common course could make them understand that the European Union has a great role to play in the world for the preservation and the development of peace. We can make it together. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Tristan and Richard. Over to you, Ms. McGuiness.
Thank you both for your presentation. I wrote down some words. Peace, obviously, is the core of your message. Respect, hope, and then schools. I think your idea is a good one, but I think we ask a lot of our schools. We ask them to do so many things. But this is a very core issue which I think should and can be integrated into our education systems. What I think we could do from your idea is, first of all, look what's happening in the different member states, learn from the best. For example, in my member state, we have a Blue Star programme that works really well. We also will have the Ambassador School programme, which is extremely effective, but there may be other ideas. So I think, yes, take your idea, but build it on the foundations that already exist. I'm really pleased that this is the first item on our agenda at our closing event, because yesterday we had a very interesting exchange, and one of the delegates raised the issue that peace, that narrative about peace and Europe, really is not attractive to young people. And I very firmly said, you know, never ever ever take peace for granted. It is very easy to shatter peace. And we know that even in our debates sometimes in this House, the language is very, very angry. And from anger terrible things can evolve. So I think that the fact that we're starting with this concept of peace and our appreciation of it is important. Also to say that 100 years ago in my member state in Ireland, we had what was called the Rising, and it was the beginning of our move for independence.
En a découlé. Mais bon, après, il y a eu des années de conflits.
I think it created a space where people who had very different and opposing views could find a neutral ground to have a conversation. And I think, you know, the European Union should never shy away from saying what its origins are. We need to do more things better. Clearly, that's absolute. But I think anything that was formed on the basis of stopping war has to be nurtured and protected. And really the fragility of peace globally is something that you as young people are aware of and should be hugely concerned about. So I don't need 4 minutes to say that what you have put forward is a very, very good idea. It makes common sense as far as I'm concerned, but let's use what is already in place and build upon it. And thank you very much for the presentation.